boom, we pick ASU, we go to ASU, and you're living on an ultimate high right now, right? You just committed. You're one of the number one recruits that ASU got since James Harden. Exposition game happens. You get injured.
Not even an exhibition, bro.
Really? What happened?
I played in 2 exhibition games,
Okay.
and I played really well.
Really?
I had like one game had like 15, 16.
There you go.
The other game, and that's a lot for college. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
110%.
Especially
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
freshman, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I was playing
First
really
game's
well.
on. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
starting, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was a big role in the team. And then the day before our first game, we're going through drills, and I want to say it was a shell drill, bro.
Oh,
And go up for a rebound, and I landed on one of my teammates' foot,
wow.
and I broke my foot.
What's going on, y'all? Season 1, episode 2. I got a very special guest here. My guy, Kimani Lawrence, Arizona State alum, just finished playing for the Southern Tigers. Did I say that correct?
Yeah.
Southern Tigers. Really someone who really doesn't need the introduction, but my guy.
Yeah, like you said, Kimani, from Prov. Right now I'm playing professionally overseas, and just appreciate you having me on your platform, bro.
It's nothing, brother. Let me get this thing out the way.
Yeah,
Appreciate you. So for the eats today, I decided to go the breakfast route. We ended up getting French toast from Patriots Diner in Woonsocket. A lot of people was telling me about it, so I said, hey, why not try it? It's a morning. But yeah, really quick, I do want to get right into it. Oh, my key. So how I want to start it off, bro, pretty much, just want to make sure this is all here. Earlier, but give me 5 things that you are grateful for today.
Okay.
That's how I want to start it off.
5 things I'm grateful for. Obviously, good health.
Yeah.
I had a good morning. I had a really good start to my morning.
There you go.
That's another thing. This week I did everything I needed to do as far as working out. Didn't miss any days.
There you go. That's 3.
Set on schedule. I'm home right now. Get to be with my family, so I'm grateful for that. I don't usually get to be home as much.
Yes, sir.
And then just my family's in good health.
There
There's
you
not
go.
really no crazy issues going on right now, so grateful for that too.
The reason why I wanted to ask that is because I feel like so much times we're going through life and we just kind of skip over the things that we're grateful for just because we're so focused on our future, especially being young and driven, trying to get to a certain position, chasing our dreams. We don't really live in the moment as much, right? So a lot of times everyone just surpasses those things, those little things too, like just being healthy, being able to wake up, family good, everyone's good. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty dope. Let's get right into it though. So growing up in Providence, I know you grew up in Hartford, right?
Right.
There you go. Explain that. How was that?
It was fun, bro. I got a lot of family that lived in Hartford at the time. Both of my aunts, one from my dad's side, one from my mom's side, lived over there. They both had a lot of kids that was around my age.
There you go.
And on top of that, all the other kids that was in the neighborhood. So I just basically grew up a lot of my cousins and just a lot of kids in the neighborhood. There was a lot to do all the time.
Got you. Obviously, there's a lot of different things that you have to go through at a young age. Just growing up in that type of environment. What were some of the things that you had to overcome, and you realized that as you got older that it wasn't normal?
Just like the type of things I looked up to. You know what I'm saying? As far as growing up in that type of environment, you don't really have you don't really understand life that young. So when you see anybody doing good, or what seems to be doing good in your eyes, and like as a kid, doing good is having money,
Right.
you get a nice car, like, you know, as a kid, like you want that, especially growing up and not having access to all of that all the time. So, you know, I was looking up to a lot of negative influences, and on top of that, you know, you got the little the street activity that's going on, and you know, looking up to stuff like that too. So that was one of the things I had to really, you know, overcome and not fall victim to, because it's really easy to just take that road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially as a kid, and when that's all that's around you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, that's definitely well said. Um, Growing up, I know it was mainly just your mother. She played both parts, correct? Like
Yeah.
as a father and a mother.
Mhm.
What were some of the lessons that she installed in you at a very young age? Is that
Um, my mom from a very young age, she worked hard.
there you go?
You know what I'm saying? And she no matter, like, you know, the different obstacles and challenges that life, you know, put in front of her, she continued to work hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had me when she was young. She was still in high school.
Gotcha.
Um, she would walk me to my aunt's house, and then from there go take the bus, and then walk a mile to school. And then even when we lived in Hartford, she would, you know, take me to my bus stop, go take the buses to work, and then walk a mile from the bus stop to work. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what the weather was, you know, and you know, so she just showed me how to work, showed me how to work hard,
There you go.
showed me a lot of like what it takes to really, you know, chase the life that you want.
And the crazy thing is, I asked myself that question a lot. Like, just what did my mom install in me at a very young age? Because it wasn't really much verbal things that was said. Because like we talked about before, certain things that moms can't give you, certain things that a father can, right?
Right.
But the way they move and the way they go about things is all the lessons that we need. Just showing the hard work. Because my mom was the same way, hopping on the bus, getting us. She had 6 kids at one point, so like just all getting on the bus and things of that nature, just making it happen. I definitely learned that about my mom. She was someone who made it happen. It sounds like your mom was the same way. Um, so when you was growing up and stuff like that, was basketball your first love, or did you have other things?
Um, Growing up, I wanted to play football. You know, that was
Gotcha.
like that was the big sport. Like, you know, especially in Hartford. You know, we was just always playing football. Um, so you know, I played for the 49ers
Gotcha.
growing up. So that was my first sport. But I didn't think about basketball until way later on. Like way later on. You know, I was always big too, which is crazy.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
basketball didn't come on till I was like 10 for
10.
real. So like all, and even then, like I was still all football for real. Like, I
Gotcha.
still wanted to play football even through playing basketball.
How did you get introduced to basketball?
My aunt Kaylee, Lawrence's mom,
Oh yeah.
she brought me to Davy Lopes to play, bro. I was terrible. I didn't even know how to make a layup.
Gotcha.
And Mousy, he was my coach at the time, and he taught me how to make a layup, bro. Like I remember
That's
sitting on the
crazy.
side baskets for felt like hours, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Just practicing how to make a layup.
Yeah,
You know, I was always big. I could always just jump and grab rebounds and stuff like that, but I couldn't.
make a layup.
Yeah, so he taught me that, bro. He basically taught me all the foundations and fundamentals about basketball.
Gotcha. So he installed pretty much the basketball aspect at a very young age. And the crazy thing is, you go from trying to make layups to the next thing you know, you're trying to dunk and things of that nature. I actually remember playing against you. We played against each other. I played for John Hope, and I think you played for like, I don't know. It was in the summer, but like we played like it was like a weird summer league. And
I
then you
know what
remember
you're
on like
talking about.
it was on the biddy hoops, like the little ones though. It was at John Hope, and we only played at John Hope. I think we just played one team that year in the summer just to kind of keep us going.
What age group was it?
This was young, bro. We was probably like 10, probably like 10,
Probably,
probably like 11 and 12.
Hartford Hurricanes.
That's what I think it was, bro. That's what I think. And I never knew the team because they would always just come. So it was Hartford Hurricanes.
yeah.
I thought it was Boys and Girls Club. All these years, bro, I always thought it was Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, no, Hartford,
Got
I know
you.
exactly what you're talking about. I was just looking at a picture of that team
Really?
not too long ago. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hurricanes, yeah.
That's crazy. Pretty much from my understanding, you had a light bulb very early that clicked in you and you decided to make the transition from Providence Public Schools to prep schools. And I believe you did that, what, 8th grade year?
Yep.
That was 8th grade year. What was that light bulb? Like, what made you want to switch from Providence and go into prep school?
Bro, truthfully, at the time, I knew it was just like a really good opportunity, you know, and, you know, something that my mom could be proud of.
Gotcha.
You know, my grandfather could be proud of. At the time, you know, my grandfather kind of helped out with the tuition and stuff, and he was, you know, I come from a family that, you know, there wasn't really much positivity at the time, you know, like not a lot of people that took my route. So that played a big role in it. And so yeah, I got the opportunity to go prep. And honestly, sometimes I was like, I don't really know. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because the crazy story, right? So my dad, he was pretty much in and out of jail his whole life. You know?
Gotcha.
Since he was like 12, 13, something crazy like that. But even him being in training school, he had some schools coming down to the training school to see him play.
So he was a hooper too?
So yeah, he played ball.
Gotcha.
So these are the stories my mom's telling me. So he had, even being in training school, he still had opportunities to go to good schools after training school. You know what I'm saying? But he decided to not take that route.
Gotcha.
And go the other way. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was always big, especially being a kid, just learning from my mistakes, but also learning from other people's mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely played a role.
In a way, a lot of people always use a product of their environment as a negative thing, but you use that as a positive thing, right? So like, you've seen things that you didn't want to like go after or chase, and you wanted to go the other route. So a product of your environment, but you've seen the negative that you didn't want to go with, if that makes sense.
Yeah, basically.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. The transition from Providence public schools to prep schools and stuff, like, how was that transition for you? Especially growing up around like a bunch of your friends, and then now you're going to a whole different school, a whole different atmosphere.
It was hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It was tough. I was homesick a lot, you know. Going from being around a lot of people that look like me to there's only 4 or 5 black people on campus. You know what I'm saying? And then learning how to code switch.
Right.
Like, you can't just go up there and just talk how you normally talk. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn how to kind of like adapt to them, bro. Because I mean, I first went up there, they made me cut my hair. I had braids.
They made me
cut my hair, bro.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
I had to wear a suit and tie every single day.
God.
Waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to make my bed, like it was like a big change, bro. And at first it was hard, bro. But you know, as time went on, decided to adjust, and it became as I went from school to school to different schools. You know, decided to adjust a little bit better. But
how was the code switching in reverse? Like, where you're coming from school, now you're coming from prep school, prepped up, you know, got the tie, everything, you got everything, and now in the summer you come back home, and now it's just like, was there like, damn, what the, he's a whole different person type situation? How was that?
It was that was hard too, bro. Like it was. Why you talking? I would like sometimes mix up. And bro, like yeah, bro. And then even as time went on, and I went to college, bro. I was still like having to go to Arizona to code switch. It was still like mostly, you know. And for a little part, I almost like lost myself. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. Like almost like damn, bro. Like, well, like my personality, like I'm like, so like, bro, like honestly now I don't do that no more.
Gotcha.
Like this is just I am who I am. I talk how I talk. And you're gonna you like it or you don't. But at the time, bro, I just wanted to fit in so bad and not, you know, I didn't know any better, especially as a kid. Like I'm thinking like this is what you're supposed to do, you know?
Right.
You gotta fit in. You know?
And the crazy thing is, do you think? Well, I'll ask you this: do you think that it benefit you to be able to code switch, or was it like a, you know, How do you feel like
How do I
that
feel
was?
about it?
Yeah, just because where the question is coming from at least is because imagine you as your authentic self, like the Hartford Kimani going to Cushion. You get what I'm saying? And you didn't code switch. Now you're that kid that everyone looks at like, then that kid's like, he's ghetto, he's this, he's that, and you can't make the connections that you want to make with the teachers and stuff like that because, because you're bringing that type of energy.
So I would say, like, bro, like, basically what I got from code switching is like, you're basically just watering down your black side, bro. Like, that's really what code switching is, bro. You're switching the way you talk, switching the way you act, so that they don't feel like, like white people don't feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't.
But now you're feeling uncomfortable because now you're turning. Yeah, now it's like exactly.
So it's just like, there's nothing wrong. I wouldn't say being my authentic self, coming from Hartford, coming from Providence, was ghetto. Like, obviously, like, there was some type of tendencies I had that I'm like, okay, like, chill out. Like, there's a time and place to be joking around. There's a time and place to be doing this and doing that. But even now, like, I'm my authentic self. I'm my authentic self to when I talk to other white people when I'm around them, and I don't give off that.
Yeah,
I'm still myself. I'm not talking a specific way. I'm still speaking my language. Like, and honestly, bro, I feel more at peace with myself doing that rather than conforming myself to
100%.
change myself to fit in and stuff like that.
100%. No, I definitely get it. I love that. Even you brought it to like everyone's attention that even if a young kid coming from Hartford Projects is not a ghetto kid, you get what I'm saying? You could have been yourself and still fit in and still been the Kimani that everyone knows and loves now. You get what I'm saying? Definitely. Just by being your authentic self. You get what I'm saying? So bro. That right there, that right there is dope. All right, so now we're in 8th grade, right? Going into your freshman year. Now your name's starting to, ring bells a little bit, especially around in the New England area. And you get your first offer from URI. That was from URI, correct? Yeah. Where we're from Providence, Rhode Island. Mm-hmm. So how was that feeling, getting the first offer from URI as, he was 14 years old at this time, as a 14-year-old?
It was crazy, bro. And honestly, I didn't realize how big of a deal it was until like I started to get older and realize like, bro, it's not really normal for kids to be getting offers that early. You know what I'm saying? Getting that type of attention, or to even be doing some of the things I was able to do in the basketball court, like, strictly for talent and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I'm just like, me being a little arrogant little teenager, like, I got my first offer. I was supposed to get my first offer. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I was the only one that got my first offer at the time either. There was like one of my teammates got, my teammate Jermaine at the time, Jermaine Sanders. He's actually playing in the league right now.
There we go.
And then Thomas Murphy.
He was Thomas Murphy.
Yeah.
He was in
my class.
Really? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So all three of us got offers pretty much at the same time.
From URI?
From URI, if I'm not
there you
mistakenly. If I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, but at the time, I'm like, I was a little arrogant about it. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm like, yeah, but like now that I think back, but I'm like, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? 14 with an offer, 8th grade, like, that's crazy.
And especially from like our city type situation. Yeah. Like when you said Jermaine, I was like, okay, yeah, because he's from Mass. You know what I'm saying? But then you brought up Thomas. He's from Rhode Island. So who did he end up playing for? Did he play for like Hawks or something like that? Who did he play for? Oh, Matt. No, I don't even know who he played for.
He played for RI Hawks.
He did play for the Hawks?
Yeah, and then he, I want to say, I don't know, Northeastern College.
Okay, yeah, I know. And his brother ended up getting into the league with Ricky and them, right? That same Ricky Lito. It was him, Ricky Lito, and Michael Carter Williams, I think. Them three went to the draft around the same time. So from it was, walk me through, what was the first prep school you went to again?
Hillside.
Hillside, correct?
Yeah. Hillside.
So from Hillside, you transfer from Hillside, you go to Cushion Academy. Mm-hmm. Cushion Academy just came from winning their division championship. Yeah. They have great talent there with Jalen Adams, Khalif Joseph. Mm-hmm. I know the list can go on, right? How do you find yourself fitting in and making that transfer from Hillside to Cushing Academy, a team that literally just won it? You know what I'm saying? How was that? How was that transition?
Bro, it was hard, bro. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, bro. It was tough. I didn't really understand how to play basketball yet. You know, I had bad habits and stuff that I couldn't get away with in Rhode Island. I couldn't get away with out there, like. And honestly, that going to Cushing played a big role in my development because my coach Barry he taught me how to play basketball the right way,
Gotcha.
how to play hard. You know, just the little things, and especially being around guys like Jalen and Caleb and Idris, like you see how hard they work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Caleb was always in the gym. Idris was always in the gym. Jalen always in the gym. These guys was just always in the gym. And you know, when you're around people that are better than you, it lifts you up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rather than being around people that you're like a little more talented than, you kind of get away with some bad stuff, so bad habits and stuff. And so, it helped out a lot. But I struggled a lot my freshman year.
Got
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I remember the dude that did Too Easy, the mixtape. I remember he tweeted like, "Oh, Kimani should have stayed in."
Get out of here.
Yeah, he should have stayed in Rhode Island in the Rhode Island high school league. Like he's not ready for them set. Yeah, bro.
And how did that make you feel?
I'm like, oh, he's hating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy thing is, you didn't, and you kept going. You get what I'm saying? So how was that following year for you?
The following year I had a really good year.
There we go.
Really good year.
Look at that.
You know what I'm saying? We had a really good team. I was one of the leaders on the team.
Mm-hmm.
It was me, Makai. We really led that team, and on the court it was really good. Bro.
Right.
Like I made a really big jump.
There you go.
Really big jump.
And you know what's crazy? A lot of people would have took what the guy from 2E said and just like, dang, nah, maybe he's right. You know what I'm saying? Especially at the age of 15, 16. You get at that young age where we're so easily manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
And like those words could have really said, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it was probably really God just testing you, like seeing how bad do you really want it. Because a lot of people would have, like I said, turned around and went back to Rhode Island. And you would have killed in Rhode Island, right? That was the easier route. But you stayed, and then the following year, you killed.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely worked out. Definitely.
And how long was you at Cushing?
So I was at Cushing for 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Oh, so your freshman year,
and
then your sophomore year,
Yeah.
and then you made the transfer to New Hampton, correct? So this was for your junior year.
Junior year.
You just said you pretty much killed it. Cushing your sophomore year. What made you switch to New Hampton?
So I got kicked out of Cushing, bro. So.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Bro,
What happened?
So just knucklehead stuff, bro.
Yeah.
I had got in trouble for I had snuck a girl into the dorm.
Girls
got caught.
Mm-hmm.
So that put me on like probation. So I was already like, I can't get in trouble for a certain period of time. And then right on the last day of school, right before my mom came and picked me up, there was a phone in the gym.
Yeah.
And nobody was around. And I took the phone and brought it home. The little Find My iPhone thing went off. I'm the only one that lives in Providence, Rhode Island.
That was it.
So, and yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
But
did you not have a phone at the time, or you just seen it?
I had a phone at the time, bro. I was just being,
it was a slip up.
it was a slip up, yeah, bro. Like I wasn't
up.
like look, bro, I came a long way, bro.
Right.
Like I really did come a long way, and I'm not like proud of like the type of person I was, being young, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But like, bro, I was just doing knucklehead stuff, bro, and then took the phone, got in trouble for it, was lying about it.
Yeah.
Lied about it all summer until they was gonna bring a detective in to question me.
That's it.
You got it. But yeah, but that right there, I'm not gonna lie, that was like, you talk about light bulbs, that was another light bulb.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, bro, like you came this far. to throw it away over a phone. You want to go back home over a phone. You know what I'm saying? Thank God that New Hampton gave me a second chance. You know, because that New Hampton really did help me a lot. You know, and helped me become a better person. And that little situation right there helped me become a better person. It helped me really start to look myself in the mirror and reevaluate some of my actions.
Makes sense.
I was dead wrong for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And to sit there and be lying to everybody about it and acting like I didn't take the phone, knowing I did take the phone, and bad situation, but a lot of good came out of this situation.
There you go.
I gave the girl money to get a new phone. Apologized to her and her parents. And then, like I said, New Hampton gave me a second chance that. Really did help shape me as a basketball player. Like that.
So how did that go about? Did you reach out to them or did they reach out to you? Hey, I heard you're not in school, blah blah blah. I heard your situation. How did that happen?
So there was the mass rival, Duke played for them.
Yeah.
So the owner of the mass rival was Vinny. He's a really good dude.
Gotcha.
I didn't play for him at all. He knew I wasn't going to play for him. He knew I was saying with expressions, but he had players at Cushing Academy.
Got you.
So he knew the situation. And he helped me, bro.
That's fire.
He really did help me.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to help me.
Not at all.
And
he wasn't even in space. Did you know him prior? Or
I knew Vinny. Yeah, I knew Vinny just from playing against his teams and stuff like that. But I didn't know Vinny to the point where, Vinny,
go out the way.
Can you help me get to a new school?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know him like that, but he really did help me. And
that's fire.
He reached out to New Hampton. He helped me get into there, along with Todd. Todd's the owner of Expressions.
Yep.
They helped me get to New Hampton, and Vinny did play a big role, bro.
Gotcha.
Really played a big role.
Those are both really good, really strong names too. If you don't know Vinny and you don't know Todd, both of those guys definitely. Especially, I know Todd personally, not to the point where we're super close, but just knowing his story, knowing how he started with Expressions, and it was a sneaker store, just a little booth inside, I think one of the malls. I forget the name. I don't want to ding it, but
you know what it started off as, bro?
What?
He was selling stripper boots to the strippers at Foxy Ladies. That's how
Get out of here.
That's how Expressions started.
Get out of here.
Started off, he was selling stripper boots to the strippers at Foxy Ladies. Right?
Really? Mm-hmm. And then he just realized,
and then slowly built up to the sneakers, and then
got
the big contracts from Adidas and Nike. And now he sold the stores now, but he.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Dang. Okay. And that was a multi-million-dollar company. I know. I worked at one of them, and he was bringing in a decent amount. So starting from here and then going there and then selling it, because he sold it to a pretty big Snipes. And Snipes is out here grabbing up everything. They grab Ebelin's. They even grab Jimmy Jazz, stuff like that. I used to actually work over there. That's how I know. But so let me see. During your recruiting process, you killed it at New Hampton, right? At this point, now you're already, before you was known in New England, now you're nationally known, right? Ranked 44 in the country, I'm pretty sure, around there. Even maybe a little bit lower or high, I forget. But now the recruiting process is way bigger. Now you're not at just URI. Now you have a bunch of offers. Pretty much you could decide wherever you want to go. Explain that recruiting process and explain why the top 5 became your top 5.
The recruiting process is crazy, bro. Being at New Hampton, we was a really good team. So we had probably 8 players that was getting recruited, Division I. Literally, we was really good. So everyone was getting mail, and at the time that's how. We'll go check the mail. Everybody would be having a bunch of mail. We'll see who got the most mail. What schools sent us mail.
Right.
And then after sophomore year, college coaches can start reaching out to you. So they started getting calls and started texting and stuff like that. So it was crazy, bro. But then in the midst of that, there are some schools that's doing some crazy stuff.
Really?
I had this one dude pull up. He put up the campus, I didn't really know who he was. But
Right.
He worked with this school. He put up to campus and he got his SUV parked on the grass, like in the middle of the lawn. And they're like, oh, someone comes to my class, like someone's outside looking for you.
Hey, yo.
And I go outside and it's like, I'm like what's up? And he tells me what school he's from. And I'm like, God, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Pull
Like,
up to the middle.
this is crazy.
Right.
I had no thought to even going to that school, but I'm like, "Ah, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, right. He's standing, he's doing something like this, right?
I had like people bringing like canes up to school, like at the like now comparing canes.
What's cane?
It's like the chicken and French fry spot.
Oh, like
This
so
was
they're
like,
bringing you.
but this was like, bro, I'm like an hour and a half from Boston. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they're bringing the
from
Boston to
all the way up to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so like,
yeah.
and there ain't nothing in New Hampshire to eat.
Got you. So they said, I know my boy's missing this, right? Yeah.
Like, compared to like the recruitment process now, I know kids is probably gonna look at this like, what's King?
Yeah.
500,000 for school. But at the time, bro, that was crazy, bro.
Nah,
especially,
right.
Well, I'm like,
That's love, though.
That's crazy.
Food is literally the number one thing, right?
I'm like, that's crazy. So, I started to, I did cut down my list, to 5 schools. So, I had to hit some coaches up that I really was talking to a lot, and tell them that they didn't make the cut.
Right.
And that was hard for me too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, like I kind of feel bad. And then going from 5 to my final 3, and having to call coaches again, like, yo, like that was tough. Especially going on the visits and stuff.
Right, because you build these connections with these people, and you know what I'm saying. I know what was it? It was ASU,
Florida, Texas, USC, and Pitt. So I didn't get to go on my Texas visit though.
Oh.
Which is crazy because I really liked Texas.
Yeah.
And at the time, Shaka Smart was a coach, and I really liked him. But they took it. I scheduled them for my last visit.
Yeah.
Thinking like, oh, save the best for last.
Right.
But they took it as
it's the least
they're
favorite.
not a top priority. You know what I'm saying? So they took a commitment before I even got to go take that visit.
Got you. So you wasn't even. And the little thing is, you probably would have been in Texas.
It definitely really came down to, since I didn't take the Texas visit. Yeah. It really came down to ASU, USC, and Florida.
Gotcha.
I really like USC. I really like they had a assistant coach there that recruited me. My guy Cap, and cool person, bro. Like, I really liked him as a person, bro. And then I really did like Florida too. They had like some of the best facilities I ever seen. You know, they got that whole Gatorade thing going on down there, so they get everything before everybody else gets everything. You know? And they had a really good strength and conditioning coach on there that I really liked too. He's like one of the best in the country.
And then out of those ones, you said you really like this one, you really like that one. Why did you go with ASU?
ASU did such a great job recruiting.
Yes.
It was crazy. Like, and you know, being in high school, bro, like, you know, they get James Harden on the call with me. They get Jabari Parker on the call with me. I go on my visit. I'm chilling with Devin Booker. Like, bro, it's like crazy.
And for people who don't know, these are NBA superstars. Like, these aren't regular. These aren't regular like just players. We're talking about
superstars.
Jabari Parker, like James Harden, Devin Booker. Big time players, and you're going to their house. You get them, Devin Booker's house. What were some of the game essentially they gave you that you can that you carried over? Because I know they had to give you a lot of information, a lot of game. Just on those calls, was there anything that kind of stood out to you?
For the most part, it wasn't too much.
Gotcha.
It was just more just like, you know, like what's up, like, you know, calm conversation.
Gotcha.
And I went to Book's crib. It was like calm, bro. You gotta think Book's not that much older than me.
No, right, yeah.
You gotta be like 2 years older than me, maybe 3.
Yeah.
If that, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like I went to his crib, bro. We were just playing 2K. We played ping pong.
Just chilling.
We was just chilling. Bro.
How was that? Like just seeing how he's living and stuff like that. Only 2 years older than you, going to his crib, and just seeing how, like I said, how he's living. How was that? Was that an eye opener experience, stuff like that?
Yeah, bro. Because like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You only see stuff like that in the movies.
Right.
Like you don't never see top floor penthouse. I'm in high school. I'm chilling with
Come on.
NBA superstar. You don't see that a lot.
That
Yeah,
sounds like a movie in itself. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
yeah,
just for you to be able to experience that, bro, like that makes me excited just to
yeah,
hear it because I know this kid's following your footsteps. That's gonna be able to do similar things. Hopefully, go to your penthouse one day, right?
right. Yeah,
Make
yeah,
that happen.
yeah. Nah,
100%.
that was crazy, bro. I ended up living in that same penthouse next year.
Get out of here
Yeah, he moved out, and me and some of the kids on the team ended up moving in
to that
the
penthouse.
same penthouse.
That's
Yeah,
fire.
same penthouse.
That's
So,
fire.
but yeah, that was crazy because it was just like I said, you don't get to see that. And me going to Arizona and being able to see that, it definitely put a lot of things in perspective. Like there's more to life. It'd be hard to like tell people want more in life when they haven't seen more.
Right.
A lot of people haven't really even left Rhode Island.
Right.
I be having conversations with people all the time. Oh, like you like to travel? Where you been? New York, Pennsylvania. I went to Florida once.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And I'm just like, and there's some people that really have never left.
Yeah, there's some
You know
people
what
that
I'm
haven't
saying?
even left,
That
like
haven't-
Providence
yeah,
type
that haven't
situation.
left, bro.
Right.
But like me being able to leave and travel all around and seeing that, like, and I took my mom with me on all these visits.
Fire. There you
So
go.
she got to like really go see things differently too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And granted, she used to take me places when I was young, but
not
we're going across the country.
Yeah.
Going eating at the best steakhouses in these cities,
Mm-hmm.
getting chauffeured all around, bro.
Come on.
Getting treated like
Kings and
like,
queens.
literally, bro. Like,
Right.
It was an experience. Like I was so happy that I got to give my mom, especially at a young age.
Yes.
That was crazy.
Boom. We pick ASU. We go to ASU. And you're living on an ultimate high right now, right? You just committed. You're one of the number one recruits that ASU got since James Harden. Exposition game happens. You get injured.
Not even an exhibition, bro.
Really? What happened?
I played in 2 exhibition games.
Okay.
And I played really well.
Really?
I like one game had like 15, 16.
There you go.
The other game, and that's a lot for college.
Oh, 110%.
Especially
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a freshman, bro.
Yeah.
I was playing
First
really
game's
well.
on. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
starting, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was a big role in the team. And then the day before our first game, we're going through drills, and I want to say it was a shell drill, bro. And go out for a rebound, and I landed on one of my teammates' foot.
Wow.
And I broke my foot. And I knew I broke it as soon as it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I broke my foot, and that in itself was like my first real challenge. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I had broke the other foot the same way before, like 2 years prior.
Yeah.
But that was like I wasn't. I'm still in high school. I
Yeah.
came back, hit the
Quick,
ground rolling,
ready.
bro. But
Yeah.
college was a different animal.
We just explained how 15, 16 points is a lot in college,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So
I went from 15, 16 playing 25, 30 minutes a game to 0 points, 2 points, 3 points playing about like 8 minutes,
come on.
7 minutes, out of shape, a step slower. The game's moving too fast for me. I don't know the plays for real.
Gotcha.
Yeah, bro, it was a challenge. And then on top of that, I was really hard on myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't, looking back, I'm like, I could have gave myself some more grace. I was like really hard on myself, putting a lot of pressure on myself to perform. And I'm like, now that I look back, I'm like, bro, you just came back from like your first major injury. And you need time to get your legs under you. But yeah, I was hard on myself, bro, and that was like kind of the start. Like I started getting anxiety for like the first time in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And I started to experience like sports anxiety. And that was really hard to deal with. you
Yeah.
know? So, but
So going through like that process, right? You're saying it was hard to deal with. And being so far away from home, I know we was talking about it before. It made it very difficult to even really communicate what you was going through, and no one really asked, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, because they think Kimani's out in college doing his thing, he's playing sports, this, that, and the fourth, but no one's really checking in on Kimani,
Yeah,
right?
nah, yeah, bro. It was I can't lie, bro. That was a lonely 5 years at Arizona, as far as like family wise, you know. I mean, towards the end, my family started like, able to come out more. But for the first few years, especially when I was dealing with that injury, bro, I went through that injury alone, completely alone.
Gotcha.
Um,
And that's where the
yeah.
anxiety and where you was talking to yourself and things like that, because you didn't have no one to really voice it, or
Right.
anything you thought was the reality, because no one else was there to kind of tell you different. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And at the same time, that was my first time experiencing something like that. So I didn't even know how to
Go about
go about it. I'm not trying to have my mom worrying
it. Mm-hmm.
on the other side of the country, knowing
Right.
she can't get to me.
Right.
I didn't want to put that stress on her. I didn't want to put that stress on nobody for us. So I'm just like, just act like everything's straight. You know what I'm saying? So I was just kept it to myself, going through what I was going through, bro. Honestly, I got out of that. I wasn't in that, like, that was like my first time experiencing it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad as it got later on, like with other injuries. You know what I'm saying? So I got out of that pretty quick. Like my sophomore year, I had a really great start to my sophomore year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had a big summer.
Yep.
Leading up to that, I started shooting the ball way better.
There you go.
I was healthy. Again, came in starting for the first like 2 months of the season. I was averaging like 16,
Yeah.
shooting the ball really well. Then I was working with a trainer named Phil Beckner.
Yeah.
And he's Damian Lillard's trainer.
Gotcha.
Dame, everybody doesn't know. Superstar, all-star guard out of Weber State. One of the best point guards to play the game, one of the best shooters to play the game. And this is his shooting coach. So he really helped transform my game. But on the flip side, like on the other end of that, I felt like when I wasn't working with him, I wasn't getting better. And I felt like I was regressing. So I can work out with him, shooting well. I don't work out with him, I feel like I'm not shooting it the same.
And what was making you not work out with him?
Just little petty stuff, bro. Like he was like one of the first people to hold me accountable. You know what I'm saying? So like, and maybe sometimes it was a little bit to the extreme. But for the most part, bro, it was like, I look back at it now, like, he instilled some good lessons into me about professionalism, being on time, listening, being able to receive information and like withhold it, especially being a basketball player, bro. A lot of information is thrown at you a lot, especially being overseas.
Yeah.
I got to learn a new playbook every year. Being able to like hold all this information in your mind and not forget certain things, not forget the little details. And the details was big to him. Like if he's like starting the slot. So what the slot is you got your spots on the court. If you're on the 3-point line, you got the very top and then you got the wing. And in between that, like, is a slot.
Gotcha.
So if he's like starting the slot and I was starting a foot or two over,
he's on it.
He was on me, like, and not like on me in a nice way. Like, what, you think you're so good? Like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I train? Like, Damian Lillard can listen. Like, why can't you?
Right.
And at the time, I'm like, bro, who's this nigga talking to? Who are you talking to, bro?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I would want to, like, that's how I would
crash out. Yeah.
I would want to, like,
crash
bro,
out.
like,
right.
Crazy, bro. You see how big I am?
I really touch you,
bro.
Yeah.
Come on, come on, Phil. But nah, he was 100% right.
Yeah.
So I would bump heads with him a lot, and it became like a big brother little brother type relationship. Like,
gotcha.
And it wasn't just on court stuff. Like he would start taking me to church, giving me books. First time I'm starting to read books on my own and stuff like that, and like he would really like help me out and stuff. So when I wasn't working out with him, back to what I was saying, like
Yeah.
I felt like, damn, I'm not getting better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I vividly remember we went on a road trip to Georgia and Vanderbilt. And Georgia, I had a bad first half, second half kind of picked it up, and then we went to Vanderbilt, and I was playing terrible. I was missing everything. I was telling myself like, damn, I'm in a slump.
Mm-hmm.
And
Started to become a
that's
reality.
when I'm telling myself I'm in a slump. I'm not shooting well. So the anxiety started
Yeah.
even picking up even more. Like it started coming back, and then ended up being in the slump for like a month. And then I kind of picked it up like a few games before the Pac-12 tournament. I started having good games again, but throughout the slump, I lost my starting position.
Oh man. Yep.
My averages dropped from that season from 16. I ended up finishing the season with average like 8 points.
Wow. Yeah.
Like it was like crazy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but well, throughout all of that, bro, I still had a chance to like. I still was high value. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the start of that, and then yeah, no, that anxiety was crazy. Bro.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. So going through what you went through from the anxiety, from going through pretty much putting that, oh, I'm in a slump, into a reality to you really being in a slump.
Mm-hmm.
Your injury, that was freshman year.
Right.
Going through all that, right? You now, what would you give what information would you give yourself to get you through those moments, or what kind of advice would you give yourself,
So
or someone going through that? What would you give?
just like you could trick yourself and talk yourself into being in a slump, you can talk yourself into being happy, being
Right.
confident, being bro, it works both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Even and that's really how I got out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like again, I told you like that wasn't even the worst of the anxiety.
Right.
It really got bad when that following year I had messed up my shoulder.
Mm.
You know, doing push-ups. Right? I'm doing push-ups instead of we had like punishment runs,
Mm-hmm.
like little 3 lines side to side, like nothing crazy. Like, but I was at the time I had some status on the team,
Yeah.
so I'm like, oh, my legs is tired. Let me just do some push-ups instead. And bro, that led to bicep tendonitis. And what it is like just like you get tendonitis in your knees from overuse, it's the same thing in your shoulders. And I couldn't lift my arms like past this point right here. At the time, I was in a relationship, so if I didn't have my ex at the time, bro, I couldn't put on a shirt by myself. I could barely I couldn't like really reach over to like wash my body, bro. Like it was crazy, bro. Like couldn't do anything with my arms. So time went on, bro, and as that finally healed, I wasn't shooting the ball the same, and I couldn't get the ball from the 3-point line to the rim. Like I was like, shooting the ball like this.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was the worst of the worst because it was like, damn, you can't get to the NBA without shooting a basketball. You know what I'm saying? You can't really. It's hard to play professionally without shooting a basketball. Period. Right. I went from shooting like 2-3 threes a game, 4 threes a game to literally shooting 0 threes in the entire season. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
It was crazy, bro, and like I had to transform my game, and it took a while to see some success in that, and I was obsessing over this shot, and bro, I went into a really deep and dark depression over. Like, forget the anxiety, the deep and dark depression. Like, bro, it was dark for a long time.
And what brought you out of that?
Like I said, the positive talk, bro. Like, just the way I talk, you could talk yourself into some negative thoughts, or like I talked myself into a slump. I talked myself out of it, bro.
What clicked that made you want to start like, yo, this is not it. I gotta talk myself out of it. Or what did you see that kind of helped you say, okay, nah, I need to start?
I noticed, bro. I just noticed I wasn't myself, bro. Like,
gotcha.
Even down to the way I was talking. Like I told you, like with the code switching, like I almost forgot who I was, like the personality, bro. And it was, I was in Arizona. This This might have been my senior year. So I did 2 senior years. I did my regular senior year, and then had my 5th year for COVID.
Gotcha.
So this is the first time around, and but I remember one time I'm just like, damn, like, what happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was so different from you being young and having all the confidence, and to you now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what happened? And then, I would ask myself that, bro, and I had to really, like, you hear, like, tapping into your inner child and
And
healing
that's
your
what
inner
you do.
child, bro. And that's literally where I started.
Right.
I would think about, like, bro, like, you think how much confidence and self-belief a kid has is crazy.
Oh
Like,
my
you
God.
ask a kid, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? They say you're an astronaut.
Right.
And they were 100%, like
Like, they're
believe it.
serious. Like,
Like,
I
they're
want to be an
serious.
astronaut. Yeah.
And then you ask a grown man, like, oh, what you want to be? So you say something and you'll be like,
Right.
come on, bro.
Yeah,
You want to go to the NBA,
exactly.
bro? You're 27, bro. Like,
Right. Yeah.
NBA. But, like, I had to, like, get that self-belief back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, what happens to a lot of kids and what happened to me over time, like, you go through stuff in life,
Yeah.
and that self-belief slowly
Disappears.
diminishes
Yeah.
until you're to a point where you don't even remember what it was like to believe in yourself and have
100%.
confidence. So once I realized that, bro, I really started doing the work.
Mm-hmm.
I started writing in journals.
There we go.
I would wake up first thing in the morning, go look at myself in the mirror and just talk to myself, like build myself up.
Mm-hmm.
All throughout my day, build myself up, talk to myself in my head, like, you're a dog, and you're this, you're that, like,
Yeah.
all positive. Like, anybody try to say anything negative to me, you're crazy. Like, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not crazy. You're
You're
crazy,
crazy.
bro. And, like, over time, bro, like, I was overly positive to myself in my journal, and to the point it was corny.
Yeah.
And we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
To the point it was corny, but now, like, when I look back at it, I'm like, okay,
I was
this is the same voice I got in my head now. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, bro, it took a long time, but once I was able to really, like, change the way I talk to myself in my mind, like, it really, like, changed a lot for me as far as anxiety and depression wise.
I love it. One of the things that I really picked up on was the inner child, like finding that inner child. It was funny that you say that, because I was just talking about, because where I work, I see like kids and stuff like that, and it'd be so cool because I'll show them like a little car and they get so excited, and that's genuinely, like, they're really excited just to see a car. The first kid might not even love cars, but just to see a toy or whatever the case may be, I had a conversation with myself, and I'm like, yeah, I want to find that again. I want to find what makes me super excited. You know what I'm saying? And truly, this does. Like, I get excited getting ready, for the podcast, getting ready to come talk to you, ask these questions. But that's pretty dope, bro. Let me see. So, from the age 10 to 27, I know the game has put you through a whirlwind of emotions. You've been through the highs, you've been through the lows, super low. We talk about depressions, and one of the biggest depressions that you got came from the game, right? From not being able to shoot, going down your slump. And we're not even talking about like 6-7 years ago. We're talking about 2-3 years ago.
So we're talking about 2-3 months ago.
2-3 months ago. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about like a very close like time where you're like, you might want to, like, that self-doubt comes into your head where you might want to give up or whatever the case may be. What keeps you going, and what keeps, like, because I know the goal is to the league.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
And you can 100% do it, bro. I know you can do it. What keeps that fire in you to keep on going, through the lows, through the highs, and keeps you going?
Bro, truthfully, I just feel like I came too far to turn back now, bro. Like, I left home at 14, went to the other side of the country, and lived on the other side of the world. to come back with nothing to show for it is crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, like, you know, I got a degree in college. I got to travel the world, have all these different type of experiences. But I feel like I need, like, for me to be at peace, like, I'm not satisfied with, like, what I did with basketball yet.
Yeah.
So that's a part of the reason why I keep going on, and I won't stop until I feel as though, like, yeah, I've done enough with basketball because, bro, I don't want to live with regret.
Yeah.
I don't want to retire early because it got hard, and then, you know, because to truth be told, bro, every single year of basketball I had was hard, bro. There was never a year where it was just like, oh, this is easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every single year there was challenges, like, from even my best years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I realized, like, even with going through, like, the depression and the anxiety and the stuff on my shot, like, my shot just started getting better. But I've been working on my shot for, like, I told you, like, 5 years.
Right.
Like, 5 years. I've seen, for the first 4.5 years, 0 improvement. Nothing got better.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I just kept working, and then 4.5 years in the last couple weeks, like within the last month, I'm like, okay, I can shoot it now. I'm starting to shoot it better. I'm shooting threes now. And to be real, this past week, I kind of regressed a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, kind of trying to work through some things that I still need to fix.
Yeah.
And I was finding myself getting frustrated, and like not this again. But then I caught myself.
Yeah, there you go.
Nah,
yeah, you're not
that
getting
again.
me. Yeah,
Not that again.
you're
You
not
know what I'm
getting
saying?
me. Yep.
I'm like, let's reel it back in. What
Yes,
got
sir.
us here?
Yes, sir.
And
I love that.
I wasn't thinking about the end goal
Yeah.
that got me here. It was, let's just be a little bit better every day.
Yes.
Even if you don't see the progress today, maybe you'll see it tomorrow. Maybe you'll see it next year. But let's just like one step at a time, get a little bit better every day. And that kind of drives me as well to just keep going, man.
I love that you said like that right there, like not that again, right? And that can be with everything inside life and everything, because obviously doubt creeps in a lot, and I feel like God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers, right? And we're all in here for a reason, but there's times even with the podcast, right? Like I reach out to people up until I started getting it going and building like a little bit of traction. I wasn't getting no responses from anyone, right? But I knew like it was a bigger purpose. And during that time, there was times where even now to this day, during that time though, it's like, I don't know if I could do this, and it's not even me saying out loud, it's little thoughts in my head, right? And then and it starts to creep in. That's kind of, and I'm gonna be transparent, that's what kept pushing me back. And I was listening to outside noises where I'm telling them and I'm not getting the excitement that I'm looking for, right? So I'm like, dang, is it really worth it, right? So I'm going through those experiences and stuff like that. And then once I really locked in and I was like, all right, I'm serious, like now we here. And then like last week, 2 weeks ago, right? I get those thoughts again. Things aren't going the way I planned it to go, but man, is it? Nah, I'm not letting that happen. We're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? So it's bigger than basketball. It's bigger than this podcast. It's really with life in general. There's gonna be times where them thoughts come in, and you just really gotta tell yourself, nah, not today. We're not going.
Yeah, it's like it's when your plan is not going to your plan. Like things aren't going the ways you planned it, and that's when you start having the self-doubts.
Yes.
So you gotta like, I learned to really just let go. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as my shot, I told myself, bro, I don't care if this gets better today. I don't care if it gets better in another 6 to 3 years.
Right.
I let it go. You know, because I used to be the type of person to be like, I'll go to my trainer and be like, yo, I was in my crib last night practicing the form. I figured it out. Come on, let's do it. And then get on the court and still shoot it. Same way. Messed up. So I'm like, let it go. However it goes today, it goes, bro. Like, just let it go. And like, you know, when you let go what you got planned for yourself, bro, like, it's easier to just accept the path that you're on, bro. As long as you got your self-belief and you're disciplined and consistent with what you're working towards, you'll definitely see the fruits of your labor.
I like that. One thing that really has also been helping me is having a checklist, like writing things down and things of that nature. Because it's like when you see something going wrong, it's like, hold on, but I just accomplished 7, 8 of those things. It's about like with you in basketball. Who am I to give up now? You get what I'm saying?
Right,
I gave
right.
this game 17 years of my life. You feel me? To give up now is crazy. I checked off all these boxes. To give up now is crazy. So that kind of motivates me to keep on going, and I do like that. Let's see. All right, bro. So pretty much, we're coming down to the last. Yep, I knew that was gonna happen. Last couple questions. These are my final three. First question, what I want to ask you is, what is the piece of advice you would give young Kimani?
Trying to think of something different than I said last time.
Nah, same thing. If whatever flows. Like honestly, what is the piece of advice that you would give?
Truthfully,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with the self-belief, bro. Like you gotta like the young me was looking at everything externally to validate the feelings I had for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought I was confident. I thought I was this person, but I needed somebody to tell me that too. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, that's what like kind of like slowed my progress down. So just having that self belief, like no matter what you're going through, no matter how hard things are going, just believing in yourself no matter what. It don't matter. You don't have to understand how things are gonna work out. You don't have to have a plan to how the thing's gonna work out. But as long as you got such a strong self belief to the point where like you're low key delusional,
Right.
like you gotta be delusionally confident in yourself and whatever that you're doing. Like no matter what. Like you think about any black person that has taken things far. Like Kanye, look how crazy Kanye
Right.
is, bro. He has such a strong self belief, and he had a parent that really instilled that into him at a young age. If you ever watch his documentary, but a lot of us don't have that coming from where we come from. So if you could find a way to just instill that into yourself, that's gonna take you further than a lot of things. That self belief.
And like you said, if you look at a lot of the greats, bro, they all considered crazy. Literally. They all have something or went through something that someone called them crazy. So you are 100% correct. I like that. Second one would be, let me see, I messed up. So second one, how would you define success?
To me, success is it's about just how many lives you can change, bro. That's always been my consistent answer with success because a lot of times we get caught up in like trying to get individual accolades, money, materialistic things. But to me, it's just I feel like even with basketball was just a gift given to me to help other people. You know, I got a chance to use my platform and use the resources that I've gained from basketball to help give back to my community, help change some of these kids' lives, you know, help redirect their lives. You know, I got a lot of eyes on me as far as kids in my family, and I'm just trying to lead by example and help change and impact lives in a positive way. I feel like that's success to me, you know.
And really quick about success, I know we didn't touch it too much inside at the beginning, but I meant touching people's lives and things of that nature. You have a nonprofit.
Oh yeah, correct? Yep. 4K Cares.
There you go.
We've done an event, a coat drive.
Yep.
I think like 2 years ago.
There you go.
And then we did a clinic, free basketball clinic at Davy Lopes last year. And you know we got some more events coming up this year.
Yes.
Definitely we're gonna do a back to school event that we're planning for the end of the summer. So there's definitely something to look out for. But yeah, no, that's really what I want my legacy to be. Like, you know, I want to be known for that. I don't want to be known for Kimani, the basketball player.
Yep.
I want to be known for Kimani. He started a nonprofit. He gave back to his community. He helped change these lives. So when kids get older, they can say, "Yeah, nah." He played a big role in
Fire.
helping me redirect my life and keeping me out of trouble, or whatever it is that I can positively do for my community, for the kids.
Fire. And whatever you're doing, bro, if you ever need my help, you already know. Just one phone call away, I could do whatever. And I'm 100% down, bro. And then the last question is, who is the next person you want to see sitting in that seat for you?
I got two people for you.
Go ahead. Let's go.
Last time I told you it was Lawrence.
Yes.
And I say Lawrence is my cousin. We came up playing basketball together at Davy Lopes.
Yep.
Played together at Zucalo. He ended up going to LaSalle when I went prep. I wanted to go to LaSalle, but they didn't take me. They didn't accept me, bro.
No way.
If LaSalle accepted me, I never would have went prep.
Really?
I swear. They did not accept me. They did not accept me.
Man, we would have had a couple things.
Bro, they put me on a waiting list.
No way.
I'm like, yeah, forget that.
LaSalle, what you just doing? Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
But he got a crazy story too.
Yeah.
He went D3 to Brandeis, but it just will show kids that you don't have to go my route.
Right.
My route is considered maybe the more glamorous route. You know what I'm saying? It's more attractive. High major basketball.
Right.
Played for this team, for this big Nike team. Like Lawrence shows you can have success doing it a whole nother way. He's working. He went to school, got a degree. He works a job, and he's doing very well for himself. And I think that's something that kids need to see in this community, that there's just more than one way to do it. It doesn't just have to be make it to the pros or rap or sell drugs. Like Lawrence is a good example for that. And then another person is Wayne, Local Visions.
Yeah.
Another, bro, like I can't express how like proud I am of him, bro. Like that's like really my brother. He went through a lot, bro. Like he didn't have his dad. You know what I'm saying? And
Gotcha.
his dad, like, was in jail his whole life, you know? And he started with his camera and built it to what it is now. Yeah. All self-taught.
Come on.
From day one to where he's at now. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, like he was like one of my big inspirations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm doing something, I need Wayne to come record it.
Yeah.
I need Wayne to come take a picture. Now he's too busy for me to even get him, bro. Like,
and that's a good thing. It's a good and a bad
I'm so proud of him, but he's like something that these kids need to see, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and not for nothing, not even to cut you off really quick, about those two guys, right? So Lawrence, on one hand, he went to school for free. Yeah. So he still ended up at Division III school, but still went for free. His school was traveling all over the like pretty much all over the country too. I think they had their own private plane, stuff like that, because he went to a Jewish school. I would love to get L on here for sure. I definitely got to get L on here. I got to reach out to him. And then for Local Visions, Wayne, he's literally one of my inspirations too. Someone who I looked up to, just growing up, just being at John Hope. He played for John Hope, stuff like that. But as he got older, that's really where the inspiration, where he really started to inspire me. Just because what he's doing now with, like you said, I didn't know that he started off with just one camera and he's self-taught. I did know that through all this, he's like getting his degree. Yeah, he's still, you know what I'm saying? He's in classes, he's taking school. And I reached out to him one time because he talked about like, it was something about like he just finished one of his classes or something like that. I'm like, bro, you're a big inspiration. Like I love giving people their flowers. So I definitely got to get both of the guys on here. Definitely got to reach out to them, get both of the guys on here.
Listen, Wayne's a different animal, bro. He's different, bro. And you talk about discipline and consistency. Dropping videos with literally no views. Still showing up every day, still trying to get better, teaching yourself how to edit. Bro, like that's not easy, bro. Especially with zero guidance, just him and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Cameras aren't cheap, you know. Cameras are real expensive, bro. So it's like to invest that type of money and have that type of belief in yourself is crazy. he's taking it to places that I know he could take it, but I know a lot of people didn't think he could take it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's about to graduate with a degree in this.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Just his portfolio is crazy. He's always busy, always booked. You know what I'm saying? And definitely helped change his life, bro. So again, kids seeing that, bro. There's a million different ways.
Yes.
All you gotta do is apply yourself, bro. Just stay consistent.
I love it. Kimani, my guy. Appreciate you, bro. It was a blessing. Like I told you before, just keep on doing what you're doing. I know, bro. I know for a fact you're gonna be in the league. Just your mindset, you already adjusted it. So, bro, I'm excited to see what it looks like, and I'm excited to next time. It's not gonna be here. Shout out my guys at Conversation Studios, but it's gonna be at your penthouse, wherever you're playing, or wherever you're playing, whenever you're in the league. That's where we're gonna shoot this at in a couple years. But I appreciate you, bro, for popping out second time, making it happen. Sorry about the food. I know they don't talk about it. Like, damn, you guys just had the food just sitting there wide open. We'll warm it up. and get it down. But I definitely appreciate you, bro, once again, for coming on, talking, being vulnerable, and yeah.
And I appreciate you having me, bro. You're doing a good thing with this podcast. A lot of things that need to be seen and said. So,
yes, sir.
You're doing your thing, bro.
My guy. Yes, sir. That's it.